So you're on branch feature and you're working on a new feature. You have already made commit 3 and you're about to make another commit, but it's work in progress. You have staged some files and you have some unstaged files. It looks something like this. So you have some staged files, but you have also some broken files, broken code. So it's not ready yet to be committed. Suddenly your boss runs in and tells you, hey, we have a critical bug in the production. We need a fix now. So you have no choice but to abandon the feature branch, go to the main branch and fix the bug. But Git will not allow you switch branches because you have some changes that are not committed yet. But you don't want to commit these changes because your work has not finished yet. You have broken code. So what do? Ideally, you want to stash all of your changes, staged and also unstaged, put them in a box and basically put them somewhere else for now, and then go to the main branch, fix the bug, and then come back later and put the bugs out and continue working. So how does Git do this? So we're on the feature branch and we have some changes on top of commit 3. So if you look at the tree of commit 3, the head, we have something like this. This is a simplified version. So let's say we have only 2 files, chapter 1 and chapter 2, and this is the version that we have saved in commit 3. And we also have the tree for the staged changes. So let's say we have staged the change for chapter 1 file, we have a new version, but we have also some changes in both chapter 1 and chapter 2 that are not finished, so they are unstaged, and we have the tree for this unstaged files. So think of this as the last commit, the commit 3, and then another tree for the index, for the staged, and another tree that Git makes for the unstaged or the working directory. Now, when we type Git Stash, Git makes 2 new commits. One commit is here referred to C index, is the commit that is related to the staged files, and the other one is the final stash commit, which is basically a merge commit from the head, from C3, and from the staged changes. And a reference to this stashed commit is saved in this place, refs stash. Remember, these commits, the C index and C stash, they are not part of the feature branch. And when you look at the feature branch, it now only has this C3 and your changes in the working directory are gone. But a reference to this stash commit is saved in this place. Now let's see this in practice, which will make more sense. All right, I've got my simple project open in VS Code. Let's check the status. So if we type git status, we see that we are on branch feature, and we have one file staged and we have another file which is work in progress, not ready to be staged even. Let's quickly take a look at the files. So we have this chapter 1, we have some changes. We can also use the VS Code, this Git symbol. If you click on it, it will show you the stage changes. You can clearly see what changed. So here we see that we worked on chapter 1 and we have a new paragraph instead of the shorter version. So we have done the to-do, it's complete. So we have a staged chapter 1 and we have some changes for chapter 2. What are the changes? So we see that we have some comments, we have some to do. So this is clearly work in progress. We are editing chapter 2 and it's not ready to be committed. Now I'm gonna close this. Now we want to switch to the main branch and fix the bug and then come back here. But we don't want to commit our changes because, as you saw, for example, chapter 2 is not ready. In this situation, we can use Git Stash to temporarily save our changes to the stash and then later come back and continue working. So let's see how this works. So if we type, let me also show you the log. So if I do git log -- one line, we see that we are on feature branch. We're one commit ahead of the main. And as we know, we have some changes that are not committed. So let's do it. So let me clear. So if we type git stash, so we see that saved working directory and index stage, work in progress on feature, on this feature, update print in main. So basically, Git is already telling us that it saved both the working directory, the final Git stash, as well as the index. So it made 2 commits. So let's see where these commits are. So as we said, if we look at this file. This is basically the stash commit hash. So the stash commit hash is saved in this place. So it's not saved as part of the feature branch, but we have the reference in this place in git refs stash. So we can use git cat file -p, and just to take a better look at this, I need to use the hash of the commit. So I need to do file -p, and I will copy paste the hash ID, and now we will see more information. Here we go. So we have the information for our stash commit. So we see that, as we mentioned, it has two parents. So let's see, one of these parents is the last commit. So if I do git log let's just do git log. I just want to show the commit hash for the head, which starts with this 521. Let's see what we have here. And indeed, we see that we have this parent. One of the parents is the head commit, and the other one, and this one, is the commit that Git pulls from the index, the staged files. And some more information about the author and the committer. All right, so all good. I'm gonna clear. So if I do git log, or let's do git status, we see that it says on branch free, nothing to commit. So now we can switch easily to main and make our changes and then come back here. So let's imagine that we went to main, so we switch to main. Now we're on the main branch and we made our changes. We did a commit, we fixed the bug, and now we want to go back. So I will not do the bug fixing things. I will now directly go back to the feature branch. So now I'm using checkout as well. You can use switch or checkout to switch between branches. So we go back to the feature. Now we're back on the feature branch, and now we want to continue working on our changes. If we do git status, we don't see. So if we look at the files, they are the versions from our last commit in the feature. So we don't see our latest changes. To get them back, we just need to use git stash pop. The way stash saves, it's last in, first out. When we use git stash pop, we're basically popping back the changes and also removing the ref. Before applying the git stash, let me do git stash list, and this will show the list of stashed commits. And in this case, we only have one stashed commit with this index 0, which has this message. If we had more stashed commits, we would have more indexes here, but we only have one here. Now, using git stash pop, we will bring back our changes and we will also remove this. So let's see. So now we see that our changes are back. So if we look at these files, we see that they're back, and we see that Git says dropped ref. So if we do git stash list now, we will see that it's empty. So there are no stash changes. So to recap, when we stash our changes, Git makes usually two commits, one commit for the stage changes and the other commit for the working directory, and it saves it in git refs stash, not in our branch, but in git refs stash. And if we use git stash pop, it will bring back those changes and it will remove the stashed commit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. See you in the next video.